Hey, what's going on, True Blazer fans? It's Tori back with another game recap. Now, in my most recent game recaps, I've strayed away from previewing the next game. That's going to change. I'm going to start making it about half and half. Half of it is game recap, and then half of it is previewing the next game. Now, part of the reason for that is because I like to upload these right before the next game, so it makes a little bit more sense. It's kind of a 9-minute pre-game episode. Something that you can sit down and watch right before a game, maybe get you warmed up. I don't know. Before we jump into this episode, make sure to follow me on Twitter at ToryJonesYT and at TrueBlazerFan for the channel. Both links are in the description below. Also, we do have a Discord for the channel. That link is down there as well. A few of you have joined that, and we've been discussing things from Blazer basketball to the channel to a bunch of other stuff, but it's been kind of dead in there lately, and I haven't been plugging it on any videos. So if you want to discuss basketball and other things with me and some other True Blazer fans, make sure to hit that link in the description and go join our Discord. With that being said, let's jump into this episode. Now, starting off, we're going to be recapping that Orlando Magic game that we squeaked out a 3-point win, even though we tried to lose it at the end. I'll get into all the gravy and all the stuff that went on during the game, but I was shocked that we went 2 for 10 down the stretch from the free throw line between CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard, and Evan Turner. That's 3 good free throw shooters. 3 over 80% free throw shooters. Most of the time, those guys are making 8 or 9 out of 10 combined. So for them to miss 8, it was almost like they were trying to lose the game. There's just something with the Blazers and clutch free throws that don't work too well together. Now, we're the best free throw shooting team on the year for the entire NBA, but for whatever reason, I still think we really struggle during clutch time, especially CJ McCollum. Going back the past year and a half, I want to see that dude's clutch free throw percentage. There's different ways to define clutch situations, but there should be a stat out there somewhere. If one of you guys can find that, post it down in the comment section below because I'm really curious. We still squeaked out that win though because Orlando was giving away the ball left and right. Now you could tell this is a young team with a lot of pieces that still don't really mesh too well together. They got some individual talent, but the fit with a lot of it is questionable. You got young guys like Jonathan Isaac playing crunch time minutes, even though he's probably not ready to play crunch time minutes on a playoff team. He had a couple weird turnovers on inbounds passes during the last couple of minutes. I don't know why they were having him inbound the ball, but it resulted in bad things for them. Against a good team, with the way we were shooting free throws at the end of that game, we definitely could have lost because a good team, I think, would have taken advantage of it. However, we got to the point where we had the lead because Damian Lillard popped off for 10 threes. And in my 20-game player review, I was talking about how Dame was struggling, especially from the three-point line. He was in a slump. He wasn't shooting anywhere near as well as he was at the start of the season. So how does he respond? He comes out and shoots 10 for 15 from the three-point line. He bumped his three-point percentage from around 33% to over 36.5%. In one game, it went from, oh, his three-point percentage is really bad, to he's shooting a better three-point percentage than last year. It's earlier in the season, but it's kind of funny to see how big of a swing shooting that well from 3 can have in one game just on the overall three-point shooting percentage. So while it looked like he was doing worse than last year, now if you look at his numbers, he's doing just as well, maybe even a little bit better than last year. Hopefully he can find some more consistency though. Hopefully he can find some consistency, maybe be upwards of a 40% three-point shooter, because when he struggles, it's really hard for the Portland Trail Blazers to win even against bad teams. And in a game where we shoot this well, we had Nick Stauskas popping off in the first half, Yusuf Nurkic hit a 3, Myers hit a 3, Dame hit his 10. In a game where we shoot that well, we should not be losing to the Orlando Magic. I know they're around 500, they're not as bad as people think, but we should be good enough to take care of every other aspect of the game enough so that when we shoot this well from 3, we're able to win. The one thing I have noticed of the Portland Trail Blazers as of late is just a lack of defensive energy, and we saw that during the first half. Just guys not giving 100% effort to stay in front of their man, guys not giving 100% effort on making a sound closeout, and mostly we were just not closing gaps on defense. We were giving up way too many driving lanes, and then we would have to scramble, and then we were giving up threes, and it was mostly due to us just not being quick enough defensively and giving enough effort. And Terry Stotts at halftime apparently went on a tirade, slapped the whiteboard, which is a good thing because somebody needed to call them out. It's just frustrating that the coach has to call them out in order for them to realize that they're not giving 100% effort on defense and that it needs to change. But I guess that's the reality of team basketball. I just wish we had somebody like Dame that was willing to step up and give 100% energy on defense. Now, I'm not saying he's not, but he's not known as the best defender, so it's kind of hard for him to call out the team's defensive energy. I just wish we had a player and a leader that could call out the team's defensive energy and get on guys when they mess up. That's one area where I do think we miss having a guy like Jimmy Butler, who's a very good defender, and he'll call out teammates if they're not giving their 100% effort as well. So looking ahead to tonight's Denver Nuggets game on ESPN, if we show the same level of defensive focus and energy as we did during the first half of the Orlando Magic game, then we are going to lose this game 100% guaranteed. The Denver Nuggets have a great offense, and it all starts with Nikola Jokic, who is their unicorn type of big man. He's very slow. He's like a plotting big man, but he's also like a modern big man in the fact that he can shoot threes and he passes the ball extremely well. He is the best passing center in the entire NBA. So it's tough because Nurkic has to guard him out of the three-point line, and that opens up lanes for guys to cut to the rim. Nurkic isn't there to protect the rim in those situations, so the guards and the people guarding the players on the perimeter need to be very sound defensively and not get beat on backdoor cuts, because Jokic will find them and they will get easy layup after easy layup. CJ McCollum especially, he's prone to making mistakes like that defensively. He needs to be better off the ball and not get back cut. Make guys like Gary Harris, who's struggling a bit from three-point land this year, and guys like Jamal Murray, who's streaky from three. Make those guys have to launch contested threes and we'll have some success. If those guys are getting layups, we'll get crushed. It's as simple as that. Other than Jamal Murray, they don't really have a guy that can create their own shot at an elite level. Gary Harris is more of a 3-and-D type of shooting guard who has some athleticism, so he can drive the lane, but he doesn't have the best handle for a shooting guard, so he's not a guy who's really going to slice you up. I'm not even sure who's starting at small forward for them right now because Will Barton is out. If they had Will Barton, that'd be a different story because he can definitely create his own shot. I know you true Blazer fans know that, but they don't, so it might be Juan Hernangomez, who's not a guy who's going to create his own shot. Paul Millsap isn't really that guy either. He's aging a little bit, and he's having a solid year this year because he's shooting well from three, but he's not creating his own shot either. And while Jokic can create his own shot, he can post up, he can drive or do some weird little like post up from 20 feet that he does. He's a weird player. I'm not entirely worried about Jokic as a scorer trying to create his own shot because I think his passing opens up that entire offense and it's his biggest strength. So if you can stay home on the cut and you can get through screens well without switching, that's how you beat the Denver Nuggets. Offensively, I'd like to see us run a lot of early offense through Jusuf Nurkic. Go at Jokic. This is a matchup that Nurkic looks forward to, and I think we could have some success because Jokic isn't the best defender. There's also the chance that we get Jokic in foul trouble and get him off the court, which would be a great thing for the Blazers. Mason Plumlee is having a great year off the bench, the backup center, so it's not like it'll be a huge drop-off. Plums is playing absolutely great, but he doesn't bring that same shooting ability that Jokic does, so Nurkic could then pack the paint or Collins or whoever's in that center, and it would just change their offense. I want Dame to be aggressive early, try and carry over that hot shooting from the Orlando Magic game, and just move the ball, make the defense work, be patient, take good shots, don't settle for early contested mid-range jumpers, just try and work with your teammates to get the best shot possible. That's all I ask from the offense, because I don't think the offense is necessarily going to decide this game for us. I think the defensive end is more important in slowing down that Denver Nuggets offense. We still got to execute, we still got to score the ball, but we definitely need to bring the same level of defensive energy and focus that we brought during the second half of that Orlando Magic game. So that's all I got for now, True Blazer fans. I hope you guys enjoy your night. I hope we're able to pull out this victory against the Denver Nuggets to go to 14-8. That sounds like a nice record to me. So I'm out of here. Peace out. Go Blazers.